All right, here's a lesson on Concerto No. 1 by Bach. This is the A minor first movement. And what I find most challenging with Bach solos is the bow control. He has a lot of uneven bowing patterns where you have 3/16 slurred and 1 separate, a lot of ties, in addition to just the sheer number of notes and all the accidentals. So be very careful that you're practicing this at a slow speed so you can learn where you need to put the bow, how much bow you should be using, and then you can start speeding it up. Because if you don't do that, it can end up sounding either very frantic or just uncomfortable as far as how your bowing makes the note sound. All right, so we're going to take this at a slower tempo and kind of stop and start as we need to. But I'm going to start at about 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. Okay, so we'll pause there for a minute. Sorry for the little finger flub way back in measure like 25, wherever that was. All right, so the other challenge with Bach is making it sound like it's not just a page of 16th notes. That gets so boring so fast. So even though there aren't a lot of dynamics written in, you need to do some shaping so that you have character to the piece. You're adding character to it. So of course, there's the general rule of when you go higher in pitch, you get louder. When you get lower, you get softer, so you can add those in. But try to find some big shapes, some big phrases in there. So for example, let's go to 24. Use some vibrato on your tied notes here. So I'm taking the pick up to 25. 1, 2. So that D should be kind of the loudest of those patterns. So if it's a repeated pattern, do something with it. Don't just be the same every single time. So oops. So you're becoming more insistent maybe as you're getting up higher and higher. And then the next part, maybe just kind of cascade down. Think of it as kind of a waterfall coming down from like measure 30. Oops. Something like that. So add in your own interpretation, but that's a couple ideas of something you could do. All right. Notice again how much bow I'm using, especially at the beginning. I'm making a big deal out of any staccato notes I see and putting space after ties. So let's go back to like measure 8 for a minute. Okay, so enough for a quick little short breath, but definitely making sure those staccato notes are short. Okay, so let's keep on going at letter B now. All right, some 30-second note rhythms. Here we go. We're going to take the pickup into 44, so that those 3/16. 1, 2. about that? I'm messing up everywhere here. Sorry about that. D sharp, that carries through. Let's take it, where is that? 1, 2, 3 before D. 3 before D here. And so on. So yeah, tricky passage in there. Lots of shifting over second position and third position. Again, you've got a lot of accidentals to worry about. Let's just go back and try that section again. So here's letter B, the second half of the measure, taking the pickup. 1, 2. And so on. So right before C, I see that part as being super triumphant. So make a crescendo as you're going up at 49. Oops. Okay, so better than I just did, but making that very, very big there right before C. And let's keep going right from that point. So here's letter C. Lots of arpeggios. Here we go. And so on. All right, so you've got that big crescendo in there. Again, lots of D sharps. Be careful to play that passage super slow so you can make sure all of that is in tune. And then let's go on to letter D. Keep going a little bit further from D to E. Here we go. Okay, so interesting stuff happening here. So this is more of the development part of the piece. You see some things coming back that we've done before. You think he's going to keep doing that, but then he switches back to that stuff from earlier, like at the very beginning of the piece. I apologize for my sharpness on that G sharp. So as you're going up, measure 86, 87, 88. Third position, high 4, extended 4. So you're doing that little scale going up. Okay, so just lots of more notes, lots of accidentals again. Let's keep on going. Here's the letter E. Ready? And... I held that way too long. I'm sorry, let's do E again. I wasn't counting my half note. That'll happen to you too. Here we go. And... 1, 2, 1. Oops, F natural. I've never played this page before, so it's a little rough. I apologize. Let's see here. Lots of string crossings, stuff up in third position. If you take a look at it much longer than I have, you will do just fine. Just again, mark all those accidentals so you remember that they continue on through the entire measure so you don't miss any. Okay, so let's keep going a little bit further. Here's letter F. Ready? And... Ooh. Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. All right, there's epic failure at second position there. I am so sorry for that. All right. Yeah, so just more of the same all the way through. You've got more ties, you have more accidentals. Again, he's pulling ideas from the first page. So a lot of slow practice. Just get that under your hand. Make sure, especially while you're playing stuff like this, that you keep a nice, relaxed, loose left hand. Same thing with your bow hand so you don't get tense and start causing problems that way, because you do need to have a really flexible left hand and right hand when you're playing a piece like this. So slow practice for notes. Watch where you are in the bow. Add lots of your own phrasing and shaping so that the piece is interesting. And good luck.